All right, what up? It's 40 Chimps. My bad on being a few days without making a video, and I know this video angle is shitty, and I'm the greatest director of all time, but there seems to be like a 20-minute window where the lighting is right to make videos, uh, and all my lights just like reflect off the screen. But this is the one place in my apartment that I can like seems reasonable to shoot. So and it's been a few days since I uploaded something, so I wanted to put something up for you guys. This one's about Chinese girls, and just kind of like I want to start from the start, talk about the culture, and I think where it starts is I'm teaching. I'm teaching English, and I think where I see I've run the whole gambit of like the ages of Chinese people, and like I see where they like how they develop and how they become who they are. So and where the differences are between our cultures. So I'm just a guy. I'm no scientist. I'm no development psychologist, but I think I know what I'm talking about. So basically, I see little kids like being just like Western kids, like wanting to dance, wanting to goof off, wanting to play guns and stuff like that, and they get like smacked down hard for that stuff. Like if they're in school or if they like speak their mind or say something silly, it's just like the teachers are like, "How the fuck could you?" Like they come down like hard on them. Like it's like literally abuse. It's wrong and it's abusive. Like it's disgusting, really. Um, it is disgusting. It's like I work with these two kids who basically like I have like a private program, and they're like the only two kids in China that aren't being like abused in school. Like literally, the only two. Um, I run a completely different program, free thought, free thinking. I teach them Pink Floyd and Ayn Rand and stuff like that. So we listen to music. We chill out. We have conversations. We talk about the world. Like that's my list. That's my 40 chimps list. I'm saving them soul by soul. But all right. But anyway, but where I used to work was I would work with kids, and I would watch them be normal kids and just get smacked down for it. So I had to leave that. But what I observed from that is that individuality is like really, really, really not on the agenda. It is very counter agenda. If you're expressing yourself, or hey, maybe you're dancing in class, like a decent teacher, decent guardian would put you into a system where your individuality, your will to move and dance is what's watered, is the flower within you that's watered, right? So, but that's not here. It's just you're hit, and you're just buried with books, and all your free time is just it's just really it's like soul suckingly oppressive with time wise. It's like every single second of the day they'll get like 5 hours of sleep, like a college kid would when they're in sixth grade or something. So it's just they have like a pile of books, and it's stupid. It's just like repeating it's repeating one fact like 1,000 times. So it's like, okay, I'll never forget this fact. It's not anyway. It's not like a individual. It's not like a creative thinking, creative self-expression. That's not on the menu. It's about memorization of like the I don't know. I want to say like the party line or something, right? So it's very much the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. The individual is not welcome, and the self, as a result, the self, it's sad to say it, but the self dies, and they as I see older and older Chinese people, I see a lot less willingness are a lot less self-expression, a lot less curiosity, because they're used to being beaten down for being curious. They're used to facing really negative consequences for having emotions, for expressing their ideas, and it's really quite tragic. But what but it can be easy to even see them as kind of robotic, as like as not quite really human, because they kind of never show really emotion or anything, but they're very much human, and they're very it, it puts you in an interesting position of being able to kind of give them some soul back, if you can kind of engage them properly. And I think that's really cool. I think that's a really powerful thing, and a worthwhile thing for you to put time into, and to acknowledge that when you're interacting with people who are in any kind of oppressive situation, that you have an ability to really make them feel amazing, to give them some of their soul back, and when you're talking with Chinese girls, I want to have kind of my experiences with them is that when I was first talking with Chinese girls was like I'd noticed, girls looking at me like oh, like what's with this guy or whatever. So I'd talk to them, and I'd get a phone number or an instant messenger number that I could get a hold of them, and we would chat, and we would like be getting along as good as I could speak, and like, after a little give and take, I'd be like, so do you want to get together? And whenever I'd ask that question, like, so do you want to go out? Do you want to meet up somewhere? It was always like this, the conversation would stop, and it'd be like this, like anxiety moment, like this, like pins and needles moment, like what's gonna happen? And like I could sense them being really taking this question very, very seriously, like I want to, but I can't, and this and this and all this bad stuff will happen, and maybe somebody will see us, and then it won't work out, and he doesn't want to get married, and oh, foreigners are just out for for sex, and then they leave, and you can see all this stuff written on the internet about how like foreigners are all liars and cheaters and losers in our own country, and like really, like we can't really, I don't know. It's just like there's a lot of hate about foreigners on the internet and stuff like that. So, and that's where they get their information, just kind of common mainstream stuff. So, there's a little bit of stuff you gotta get. There's a couple small mountains you gotta climb, but the biggest one though was my misconception that I guess it was my misconception that those mountains were the ones that I needed to get over. Really, what was happening was she was curious about me, but given a past of just having no control, literally no control, of not even a minute in her life when she's from when she's 3 years old to now. I mean, every minute has been scheduled for her. She's told where to be, what to think, everything. Like in America, like I'd always get annoyed in college when my classmates would just be like regurgitating the answers that the professor wanted them to say, or like being pissed off at my teachers for just wanting, like telling me I'm wrong for giving them different answers than the one they wanted. But Chinese kids are literally looking into my eyes going, what am I supposed to be thinking? Right? Like not just what is the answer I'm supposed to say, but what am I supposed to be thinking? Like he can read my mind, and he's gonna like hit me if I don't think the right thing. I mean, it's like that little control from 3 years old, from like they never get they don't never have a free minute to be themselves, to like to just be like, you know what I want to do? I want to dig a hole. And whoa, I like these bugs. These bugs are interesting. I want to play with some bugs or whatever. Like, there's not a minute to be themselves. So when you ask a Chinese girl a question like, "Do you want to meet up with me later tonight?" She's going, "Oh shit, I have to make a decision. I don't know how to fucking do that." So they just they will they will tell you. Well, what basically what you need to do, instead of saying, "Hey, do you want to meet up?" is just say, "Hey, we're gonna meet up over here. We're gonna go do this." And usually, and if she likes you, she'll be like, "Okay, cool," and she'll appreciate you just kind of making that decision. But if don't be a jerk and be and pushy about it. But if she doesn't want that, she will tell you no. I mean, girls have told me no plenty of times. So, but they do. You will get an actual response if you just say, "This is what we're gonna do." And then the other thing is sexually. Sexually, like I said, like there's just no individuality, and sex is like the most exposed, naked. You're literally naked, and like having an orgasm is like the most vulnerable you can be with another person, right? So the I guess any girl, a lot of girls have trouble having orgasms because of they come from kind of a culture that shames them for enjoying sex or for being themselves, you know. So picture that times 500,000. The shaming for personal for personal self, having a sense of self-worth is supposed to be shamed, and having especially if you're a woman. So just consider how difficult that makes sexuality for somebody. So at the start, Chinese girls are pretty much kind of dead fish, to be honest. And you got to be like, to me, I'm not really turned on by that. So I would rather slow it down off of that and get her and focus more on her reclaiming, like I said in the beginning, some of her soul back, and getting acquainted with the idea of being comfortable, having some personal control over her right to feel good. And if you can give her that, she'll feel, oh my god, she's gonna be like, you're in, dude, you're in. So because you're gonna be giving her something that she's never ever experienced before. So if you can give her that right to like own her sexual pleasure, you're gonna be okay. So basically, the two rules of talking with Chinese girls is know that you're basically inherently interesting because you're different. I guess there's more than two. I don't know. Did I say two? Second, just make decisions. Don't ask questions. Make decisions, because she can't handle control. She just can't. And unless she's maybe an American-born Chinese, which is totally different, because they don't go through that school system, which is why I wanted to talk about that first, because that's what causes it. And anybody who's been through this really should apply to anybody who's been through abuse, but just realize that Chinese people in general are coming from a past of just nonstop abuse from the age of 3 years old, from earlier than that, and it doesn't stop. So recognize that she can't handle control, and lastly is take great pride in your power to return some soul to her, and give her something that she's never had before. So yeah, I think I said what I needed to say. Quick amount of time. I'm 40 chimps, and good luck with your Chinese girl.